Hi everyone, and welcome back. My name is Melissa. This is the new moon in Aquarius reading. What I'm going to do is pull some oracle cards for the overarching themes or messages, and then I'm moving straight away into each sign because this new moon is very important. We're really needing to set our intentions moving forward, really into the new earth, right? And we're dealing with themes having to do with the opposition, the clash, the juxtaposition between Saturn and Aquarius. And, you know, with Aquarius, we have revolution, we have community, we have inventiveness, we have expansion, we have freedom. And with Saturn, we have, you know, what has always been, structure, stability, control, the traditions. So we're all looking at those issues, or we'll be dealing with the clash of those two issues. And so what I'm going to do for each individual sign is just ask, you know, how you will be dealing with that, or, you know, maybe what you consider with those energies coming up. We are all planting seeds, so of course I've got the Moonology deck. I've got the Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. We're going to be looking at the Wisdom of the Oracle, probably in the personal readings, but the main readings is from my new deck, which I love, but it is a slippery little sucker. I don't know. It's the 5-cent tarot, and the images remind me of little seed packets. Okay, little vintage, heirloom, you know, sort of Victorian-ish era. Now they're not seeds, but you can see little flowers, and they have like this real old-fashioned-y kind of look to them. So I thought, I wasn't going to use them until spring. But I thought, well, let's break them out. We're all planting seeds, and let's kind of celebrate that. If you are someone who also likes to collect tarot decks, I will say these are very slippery, but they're very pretty, and you can get like a very almost semi-personalized deck. She offers different colors on the back. I got a gold edging. You can get plain. Let's see. I'll try to drop some more information in the description box if you're interested, but you can do just what I did, which was Google 5-cent tarot. In fact, why don't you just do that? Okay. So, and for clarifiers, I will use my, well, isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? It's kind of the same. I'm going to use my tried and true Rider-Waite deck, the classic. So again, the classic, the standard, the old standby stable master of masters, right? With the brand new, expansive, slippery, slidey, you know, new, pretty, fresh. Okay, so let's get going. All right, so the overall themes or messages, I did shuffle these extensively before, so we'll just go ahead and give it a quickie, and then go and shuffle and get some cards here. Okay, so overarching themes. Whoa, there we go. Lots of cards. Well, that's good. A win-win, bottom of the deck, a win-win forecast. Okay. So, looks like we are balancing. We're looking at fairness, justice, For me, this color here, we've got magenta with the purple. So you know, a sense of maintaining trust in life. There we go. Wow, we got a lot of that color. Okay, so we've got look at the big picture. Okay, things may present that are not what they seem. Okay. And I'm just getting that intuitively. Okay, when we're looking at the big picture also could be making sure that, you know, we're considering the collective, taking a step back, getting out of the getting out of the ego and the narcissist, you know, narcissistic thought processes before reacting or assuming or presuming or, you know, jumping to conclusions. Just take a step back no matter what happens over this time frame. And I would say, you know, let's do from the new moon to the full moon. There's some dicey energy in there. Not gonna lie. Okay, but we got look at the bigger picture. Okay. Remember, the bottom of the deck, a win-win outcome is forecast. What's happening here? My stones. Don't let your past hold you back. Okay, so South Node. Don't let your own past and the shadow from your North Node energies. Look through my North Node readings if you want to, or in my North Node readings in the description boxes, I have book recommendations. So, you know, don't let your past hold you back. That can be South Node stuff, but just think about your past, you know, think about our past, our collective past. There are ways to integrate it, and that's what we're going to bring into the readings. But we don't have to be stuck, right? We learn from our past. We integrate our past. We integrate the shadow to help us use it, utilize it, make friends with it. So we're not denying, repressing, over controlling, projecting, you know, kind of all of that. Okay, so I see this color here. It's kind of a turquoise blue. This is a color of wholeness. Okay. So the past doesn't hold us back. We befriend it and we become better for lessons learned. For making peace and identifying and being honest. The energy is gaining momentum. The energy is gaining momentum. Again, we see the mountains. So we're building something stronger, more stable, more in alignment, you know, with maybe who or what we are, you know, now. And we have to trust. Again, that color, that magenta color. There could be, you know, again, we've got, like I said, we've got opposing, clashing, conflicting, juxtaposing energies. So we all know what that can look like, right? Chaos is sometimes required, many times required, when these two kinds of energies come together. As I understand it, we're in similar energies as in the 1960s, and in particular, I think 1962. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. Thank God. Right? Saturn rules Capricorn. I always say that. Capricorn is your tough love daddy. Saturn is your tough love daddy. We're going to learn some tough, hard lessons, but they will lessons that we will never forget, and we will be stronger and better for them. And work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. Yeah. So if you notice that, fear something, some of these challenges, some of this upset, some of this, tumbling of the old, or even the expansion of the new, it's sort of things that we're moving into unknown territories. If they're frightening to you or scary or cause anxiety, because there's a certain uncertainty around it, connect within and, figure out what that is about. What are you really afraid of? What are your thoughts about what you're afraid of? What are the things that you're telling yourself about uncertainty or leaving behind the old, or, whatever it is? What are your fears? You can always challenge the thoughts that we have, the limiting thoughts, okay? Purple. So really connect with your spiritual self. Dig deep. Okay? Scorpio digs deep. Scorpio is transformative. Scorpio is not afraid of the taboo, of what goes bump in the night, the dark, right? No, we dig deep. It's beautiful. So I'm looking at it here. Okay. And let's see. Any other overarching messages? This is, I don't know, it's February. I just did all the love and matters of the heart readings, but I still kind of wanted to stick with the heart chakra for this reading, because I think that's really where we're gonna have to pull and really dig deep into that heart chakra. Remembering to be compassionate with ourselves and with each other. And, tough love is love. It's just tough, hard, okay? I'm not saying everybody's tiptoeing through the tulips. Okay, any other, there we go. That's a quickie. Oh, third eye. Yeah, meditate. Go within. Connect with your higher self. Listen to your higher self. God, spirit, angels, guides, the universe, the cosmos. Make sure you're practicing mindfulness. Make sure you're listening for that small, still, quiet voice. Okay, really connect. I mean, I don't know, can you see all these colors, how pretty they are? The purple and magenta. Okay. And daydreams and decisions. What do you want to manifest to fill your cup? What do you want to manifest from the heart? What are you willing to do the hard work for and towards to fill that cup? Are they dreams with no action? Are they delusions or illusions, fantasies? Or are they intentions and dreams with at least an outline of a plan or a seed, right? Okay. Yeah, so we got to remember that third eye. Very important. Connecting with spirit. Okay, let's move into Aries. Okay, so for Aries, we are going to look at first placement. what to hold on to. Actually, now that I'm thinking about that, I think in the second position we'll do sort of the integration. We'll do release, integrate, and expand, okay? So what does Aries need to release? Thank you. Oh, I am so hopeful these aren't flying all over the place. They are super slippery. 3 of Cups, Aries. So we're releasing. It could be old friendships. It could be that, you know, the community or the friends that you've had in the past no longer fit for you. And it could be that it's, time for you to come into community, come back into community even. Aries, if you've been spending like a lot of time like alone or with a maybe even like a limited type of friendship group or friendship circle or social circle is what I want to say, you know, maybe that's holding you back. Maybe it's time to, you know, push the envelope a little bit and expand your social circles so that you are also expanding and growing. You know, sometimes we can get stuck with the same old people and they're not challenging us. We're all repeating the same thing. We're saying the same thing. We're just not, you know, expanding our minds and getting to know others. So that might be something for you to release or leave behind. Okay, old stale friendships that no longer works, or social circles or communities that no longer work for who you are, Aries. Okay, so what or how to integrate the old. Okay, so maybe you have friends in your social group, or maybe you have social connections or relationships that do work for you. How to integrate that into your present. And so we have six of buttons, which is the same as pentacles. Okay, so maybe doing like some charity work, maybe maybe there are social circles or ways to connect with your community that is more giving, or it provides you with some sort of reciprocity in the relationship. But it's also bringing in, you know, Aries, you know, they say Aries is, you know, just all about me, and my. But for you, I mean, maybe one way to expand is to think less about the me, even in charity, and more about, you know, the we and giving, the act of actually giving, and also, you know, receiving in a fair, balanced way. Okay. And what to bring in, expand, invent, create, new. Something new, revolutionary, expansive to bring in. The Emperor. Okay. Maybe a sense of power. You know, the Emperor is your card. But it could be that maybe you haven't had that sense of having power, control, and authority over yourself. So this is about you creating your a structure and having more control over, you know, your own life. moving away from, potentially moving away from codependent relationships, or relationships where you get your value from always giving. You know, you got the Six of Pentacles, so it's give and take. Okay, I don't want to be too wordy. All right, let's look at one more message for Aries. Thank you. And the oracle message for Aries, there and now. Look at her, floating in her little egg. She's birthing. There's the past, and then there's the future. And what does she say? You are here. She's holding that little flag. You are here. How interesting. 32 is 5, resonates to the number 5. 5 is about change. So you may be feeling this real, real viscerally, real tangibly, real in your now, right? A sense of loss, an identity crisis, recognizing that you don't fit in, the need to belong, uncertainty about your place. Okay, so this does seem to be about like your community. How are you fitting into your community? Really interesting. Okay. We were all meant to have connections with other people within our family, society, and the larger culture. No man is an island, and it's important to recognize when being a part of rather than separate from is essential to your well-being. The issue at hand is the need to find where you fit. Be true to your core truths and values. Perhaps you no longer identify with a group or community the way you did before and need to find a new situation. You might be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. Address the need for belonging and know that you will find your place with others of like mind and spirit. It's okay to let go of the pressure to fit in. Not everyone will understand you. It's time to move on. Okay, Aries, that is your new moon message and something for you to reflect on. Okay, be well. Bye-bye. Okay, Taurus, so I have shuffled the 5-cent tarot cards. I'm just quickly doing some more shuffling here of the wisdom of the oracle cards for your reading. Please make sure that you have listened to the beginning message with the oracle cards and the overarching messages. Won't take too long. And let's see what the message is for you. Okay, so what's your release? What Taurus need to release? Consider releasing, leaving behind what is no longer working. From the old, what is there for this? Wow. And you know what, Taurus? This could be really an intense time for you, actually. I didn't even think about that. Okay. Woo. So we got the Ace of Needles. It's called Needles, Swords. So Ace of Swords. In this deck, the 5-cent tarot. And 3 of Swords. Okay. You know, if you have suffered a heartbreak in the past and you had certain ideas about that, about the heartbreak, it's time to release again. We had this card. Look at the big picture, okay? So it may be time to change your thoughts about that loss or that breakup, okay? I'm gonna leave that in the past. See if we can get a more expansive, compassionate view of what happened, of yourself, of the other, of what it all means, you know? Okay, and so what to integrate from the past along with the new, more expansive energies. Okay, so we've got strength. Okay, so strength is courage, is the strength card. And the little seals, like balancing the little ball, okay, is, you know, yes, it is important to be disciplined. It is important to be, to have a certain sense of control, right, Taurus? I mean, you don't want to be like, you know, crossing boundaries and telling other people what to do and you know, being judgmental, and you know, we don't want to do that. We want to do our due diligence and, you know, stay focused on what we're trying to build, but at the same time, you know, we don't have to be so rigid, oh, and look at the seal is like standing on top of the little armadillo. Yeah, you know, so boundaried up, right, that there's no time for play. And so, you know, kind of learn how to, this is just intuitive with strength, but, you know, learn how to balance the sense of needing control, discipline, and being strong and perseverative with enjoying the process, being, you know, being playful, knowing yourself so that you can integrate time for play in a way that feels, you know, we could say structured for you. Like you have to maybe pencil that in to say like, okay, you know, I've done enough for today, and you know, I set aside all the work at 7 p.m. everything goes away, and I just focus on myself, my family, my person, you know. Might be, you know, kind of your sensibilities might be influenced by your belief system. More from the sort of religious realm, morality realm, if you will. What's going on here? Okay, so how or where to expand? Ah, you got the Lovers card. With the King of Swords. Or in here, it's called the King of Needles. Interesting. Man, I mean, it's interesting because in the first card with the Lovers, you have a moth. Okay, this is more of like a moth. And then we have the snake, right? Now, the Lovers card is traditionally, it is about choice, okay? Some of the words on here: commitment, partnership, crossroad choices, disharmony, discord. So what I feel like is for you that here we have the moth and here we have the butterflies, okay? In order to expand in relationship and partnership, it is really going to require you to dig deep, to really look at any limiting beliefs that you have around relationships, around partnerships, and do the healing that is necessary. Choose you first. Choose you, to love you, to accept you, to heal anything that is creating a block in being able to choose freely, to love freely, to experience love freely. You know, the moth is out at night. Okay, so a moth sighting is about, you know, kind of what's lies beneath. It's time to go within. It's time to go into the depths, the dark. And then the King of Swords, right? There's a practicality to him. There is a justice to him. There's a fairness to him. And there is a, again, it's kind of like a theme of, you know, looking at the bigger picture, where he's able to look at his experiences, and he's able to view things from a higher perspective, not from what he's been taught, not from the shoulds, not from, you know, the old ways, but from, you know, his experiences. Sometimes we can experience like severe cognitive distortion when everything that we've ever learned or been told or taught comes into conflict with what we're actually experiencing. And it's kind of like we're always fighting against that brick wall. You know, well, no, this is how it should be. Well, no, maybe time for you to expand and heal those limiting beliefs. And I say that because you have the 8 of Swords here at the bottom of the deck as well. Okay, one more message for Taurus. One more message for Taurus. I think it's going to require you to be courageous and brave in order to dig into all of this. Okay, so we've got a leg up in reverse or in the protection message, and we've got mending in the protection message. So it looks like, yeah, maybe needing some help and support and potential some forgiveness here. Let's see, 34. Receiving help, delegating authority, and interdependence. Are you always insisting on doing everything yourself? Do you have little faith that help will come? Convinced that the burden of the world is doomed to remain on your shoulders? Your beliefs about going it alone need to be discarded, for they do not serve you at all. Let others help you. Yes, it will make you feel vulnerable to admit you need a helping hand, but to be vulnerable is good. You had vulnerability in one of your cards. Was it? Yeah, I don't see where it is, but yes, it is important to be vulnerable, to be able to receive. But to be vulnerable is good, for you have a lesson to learn. You must let someone else assist. You can't do life all by yourself. Once you shift your expectations, you'll be amazed at how quickly help arrives to give you a leg up. And mending, 52. Mending. Heavens. Forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. Heartbreak is a strange healer of souls. Our grief strips away our masks and loosens our tight hold on our separateness, where we view ourselves as I and the world as it. Loss allows us to see ourselves as part of a larger scheme, opening us up to sympathy, empathy, and dependence on others in the moment when we can't hold ourselves together. And it leads us to become one with the greater whole again. Pain and suffering is part of life, and none of us will be immune to it. Can you view this loss, this pain, this dissonance as a way back to source? Let your sorrow break your heart wide open. You will never be left behind. You are loved now more than ever by Spirit, who does not want you to feel alone. One day you will look back and know this truth. Okay, Taurus, those are your messages. Be well. Okay, Gemini, we're going to move into your personal or your reading. Make sure that you go back and look at the overarching oracle messages. I'm not going to go over them, but they are important to your reading as well. Okay, so we're going to look at what is important for Gemini to release. Okay, to release. He's no longer fitting. Okay, which would be addressing that Saturnian, what has always been kind of energy. Okay, so we've got another ace. We've got an ace of matches. And we've got 5 of buttons. So for Gemini, maybe feeling really alone. You may be feeling afraid of the potential for being alone or for loss. This may be, something for you to leave behind is, sometimes when we're like afraid we're going to be alone or afraid that there's not going to be enough, we can become like really, really immobilized and stop moving forward, stop moving altogether, become really depressed even. Okay. And that could come from, a belief that, you have to have certain, lifestyle, you have to have certain, and I'm relating it to the 5 of buttons, which is this 5 of coins. Or a belief that, when or if I go through hard times or, have to struggle after having achieved so much, like if I'm going backwards, it's shameful, it's too hard, what's it all been for, and we just kind of slide into despair rather than determination. So, yeah, and then you got the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. And so it's like a real sense, if we were leaving something behind, it would be, leaving behind whatever ideas you have about, loss, hardship, struggle, the downturns of life, and resisting moving into, shame and isolation. The Hermit isn't about shame necessarily, but they do isolate, and they can isolate for a little too long, right? So what to integrate from the old, the stable, and integrate that with the new and the expansive. So we're looking at Saturn with Aquarius. Okay, good. Now we've got the Hermit as well. We've got 8 of buttons. So it's staying in the work. It's mastering, it's staying focused on the work. The work is the path. Okay. Number 8 for me is the path. It's the path and the process and the whole sort of journey of that suit, if you will, like maybe the tough lesson, I guess, the practice. Yeah. So how to integrate that? Stay on track, stay on focus, don't despair, don't give up. If you need to go within and you need to reflect on the path, if you need to reflect on the path, where you're going, what's your why, what is my purpose for working and collecting, then no matter what the loss is, no matter what the spaces that you find yourself, you always have your North Star that's driving you, and that will keep you in the flow. Okay. Yes, you can be sad. Yes, you can take some time to, do some soul searching and gaining wisdom about life. the ups and downs and the cycles of life. But you don't want to isolate from the world and from everyone, right? Okay. And what you bring in? What you bring in for expansion? The star, healing, hope, faith, renewal. Okay. Bring in this belief system. Yeah. Page of Needles, which would be like Page of Swords. You know, it's up to you. It's going to be up to you to take those actions, to speak up if you need to listen, not to gossip, but to listen to people that you trust, or for you to speak up to people that you trust, that you may have spent too much time, you know, down, that maybe you are feeling depressed, maybe you are in isolation, and take those necessary steps to move forward into healing. Okay. If you can read up here, we have the words, I can't even see, hope, faith, and renewal. But if we turn it in reverse, what do we have? We have despair, disappointment, and uninspired. Okay. No, we're going to stay here. Okay. Gemini, one more message for Gemini. You know, this is the Aquarius card. Make sure you watch the intro, the oracle cards about Aquarius. This is about hope. This is community. This is healing. This is Aquarius. We're all together. We all matter. We all can share. We all share in this experience called life. Ooh, imagine. Look at this little soul here is like trying to wrangle the moon. So imagine. It's like a new beginning moon, right? All right, let's see. 20. Imagine. Turning imagination into manifestation. Creative thought, visualization, the power of aligning imagination or imagery and feelings, creativity and illusions. Wow, so sorry. Who do you want to be? What do you need to believe in order to have the life you want? You're gifted with the power to imagine. If you can dream it, you can create it. This is the time when your imagination is the key to manifesting the life you desire. Spend time daydreaming, fashioning a vision board to help you see your goals, or meditating. Allow the power of your creativity to deliver messages of what feeds your soul. Then allow your feelings to mingle with your inspirations and imagine these things being real right now. Then repeat. It's important that you allow the feelings to be present, okay? Because that's what you want to connect to. What you imagine will become your belief, and soon you will see these things come to pass in the outer world as if by magic. Okay, Gemini, that is your reading. Be well. Thank you. Okay, Cancer, we're going to move into your reading. Please take a second to make sure, or to listen to the intro with the oracle cards for the overarching themes and messages. Really good, really important. Okay, let's look at what to release or leave behind. Wow, okay. So, Cancer, you and I think Taurus also got the 3 of Needles here. All right, you got the Messenger. This is like a bonus card in this deck, one of the bonus cards, the Messenger, okay? So messages may be coming to you, okay, around heartbreak. You're suffering heartbreak. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck is the Hierophant. Now, you may be experiencing It could be the dissolution of a marriage, okay, a divorce. And the reason why I say that is because the Hierophant is, like the Pope, and it's like the religious structures, morality, ethics, beliefs, things like that. Okay, but then we have heartbreak. Now, it could be that you are disillusioned with your religion so far, your beliefs or your ideas around morality, or notions of God. Sometimes we grow up and we adopt the faith and the beliefs of like our parents, and we don't really take the time to challenge it. We just, that's how it is, and it's how it is, and we go through the rituals and the practices and the beliefs of what we've been taught, what we've always known. But sometimes that can really be disappointing. And so, if any of this makes sense to you, it's for you. And if it doesn't, then it's not for you. Make sure you're checking your sun, moon, and rising for this new moon reading. Okay, but it looks like you're being asked to be more open to this is divine signs, but to signs and synchronicities and experiences that help you to understand maybe your own relationship with your spirituality, your faith, God, higher power, whatever it is, in relationship to the heartbreak, or if the heartbreak does have to do, with your religion. And maybe your faith has been in believing in, signs, and you're not getting the signs, and maybe that's something to let go of. Like, you don't have to have these super concrete signs that, some people experience them and some people don't. Maybe it's important to be more open to what those signs could be. Maybe you've said, well, I have to see like a red cardinal, and you're not seeing any red cardinals, but you continue to get like information from, I'm just going to make it up because I'm a honeybee. Maybe you keep getting like bees making nests, or you see bees everywhere, and you're like, no, I'm looking for a cardinal. Well, go look up a bee. Maybe that's what Spirit wants to you to focus on. The bee message. Okay. So what or how to integrate the structure and the stability of Saturn with the inventiveness and expansion and new and community of Aquarius. How to integrate the two. Okay, for Cancer. How or what to integrate for Cancer. The Emperor. Okay. So this is about you taking back your own power. Okay. Again, this could be about you, Cancer. We got the Queen of Cups here, the bottom of the deck, which is you. That it is now time for you to create, as the governor of your life, as the person in control of your own life. Maybe it's time for you to establish what your life looks like, what your religion looks like, what your faith looks like, what you want your life to look like. Take back control over that, right? What do you want to create? What do you want to put in your cup? It's the freedom for you to create the stability in your own life. It could be of you, you know, even becoming a father. Of changing what that looks like, the paternal energy. Can you be a female and be the father energy? Why not? Okay. And what to focus on, expand on, invent, and rebel, explore, to create something new, more expansive. Yeah, you're gonna speaking your truth, right? The Hermit. The Hermit is on a quest to do some soul searching. Who am I? What is life all about? How do I fit into life? What is my path? What is my purpose? What is my why? How does that fit into where I have been and to where I am going? How am I processing and integrating everything that I've learned along my way? How do I want to bring back to community what I have learned through my trials and tribulations? How can I help humanity when I come down from the mountaintop? And then I'm going to teach, I'm going to speak my truth. Okay, Cancer? Okay, final message for Cancer. Whoop. Oracle message for Cancer. Woo! Yang. Go figure. The masculine. Okay? The masculine, yang energy, assertiveness, number 1. Let's look. The masculine principle of movement and creative activity. I can say it. The power to make things happen and taking action. Right? I mean, right here. Ooh, I want to sneeze. Yang represents the power of action. Excuse me. Woo. The energies that propel the world forward and manifesting thought and desire into concrete form. Now is the perfect time to act. Hey, let me hold these up so you can really look at them. Now is the perfect time to act, for you can easily build momentum and make headway. What you want will come to fruition if you proceed confidently. This card signifies new life and is a sure sign that obstacles have been overcome. There is no reason to hesitate. You are the shaper of your destiny now. Well, there you go. Okay, Cancer. Thank you. Be well. Okay, Leo. This is your new moon reading. Give it one more shuffle. I shuffled while I just shuffled. I'll just say that. Okay, so what to release? Leo, what does Leo need to release? Let the old go. What old parts does Leo need to leave behind? Queen of Buttons, caregiver. Providing. Okay. You may have been in a role where you have acted in any way, shape, or form as, the provider, the one who's always taking care of, the one who's always doing the work necessary, to keep the house moving along, to keep the relationships working, to take care of all of the kids. It could be that you are a business woman, but I'm going to get some clarity on this because we got 5 of buttons here, which is The same as Five of Coins, which can, you know, be a time of loneliness, isolation. It could be that you are a single mom. It could be that you know, I'll get a clarifier here. It could be that you get all of your sense of worth and value in this role, and it may be time for you to dig a little bit deeper into why that is. Is it truly satisfying, or is it fulfilling some other hole or need or wound within you? You know, are you one of those women that, you know, where everything has to be perfect and everything has to is kind of like for show? Or a man, even, you don't have to be a woman necessarily, but I'm just seeing this as it says Queen of Buttons, and I'm going with that. Okay, so Claire, King of Swords. Well, King of Swords, that's an air sign. Yeah, I think it's time for you to get really clear and objective on what this role is all about for you. Okay, not judgmental, just clear, to get a higher perspective of what's this role all about, or your thoughts about this role, something, you know, about that. So at the bottom of the deck here, you know, this is wish fulfillment, but it can also be, you know, sort of a little bit haughty, a haughty energy, a sense of sometimes entitlement, sometimes overindulgence. Okay. So Leo. Maybe a sense of entitlement that you need to leave behind in terms of, you know, being the king or queen of the palace, right? Okay, so how to integrate the Saturnian with the Aquarian energies, the structure, the stability with the expansiveness and the nude. Okay, Seven of Cups with Six of Matches. Okay. And Five of Needles. Whoa. Okay, Five of Needles. So there's some conflict here. So you know, what is it that you really want? What is it that would really fill your cup? I think you're going to have to get a little bit clearer on that and get out of, you know, delusions and fantasy thinking, and, you know, come down to earth, come down to reality, and come down to, you know, Leo, come down to the little people, and see where or how your pride may, or arrogance maybe, may be creating disagreements, conflict, chaos, Alternatively, it may be about you recognizing and being realistic about how maybe your success has created conflict and disagreements and over uh, over compromising for others to make them feel better about themselves. Like, what's that about? Like, I mean, this is a general reading, so I don't know. I'm just reading it in different, there's different possibilities here for integrating, but you want, when you're in a relationship and we're looking at the Aquarian energies, which is more expansive, it's not about me, and it's not about the show. It's about, how can we all be successful? How can we all be winners and victorious? And how can I share my success with others in a way that empowers others rather than makes them feel or believe they're less than, or it's not up to you to own how people feel, but if you are portraying yourself in a way that is exclusionary or elitist or arrogant, you might want to investigate that. Okay. And what to bring in to create more expansion and freedom and growth. Okay, so Queen of Cups, empathy. Okay. Empathy, nurturing, being compassionate with others and being very clear and compassionate with yourself. And what is it that you want to put in your cup? What is it that you want that will make your heart sing? Not in a showy way, but just you truly feel it, so that you're not overproducing, so that you're not seeking attention and constant validation, constant, conquering, constant, like, figure out what you really need and what you really are wanting, and being compassionate with yourself, because we don't just get there in a vacuum, right? Where we need like constant validation and always needing to be, the center of whatever's going on. Okay, final message. No place like home. Interesting. Oh, I got another 5 here. Okay. No place like home. For Leo 50. Why can't I get to 50? Authenticity, coming home to yourself, feeling at home, arriving at a place where you just fit, being comfortable in your own skin. Exactly. Leo, you don't have to be on stage all of the time. Okay? Home feels safe and secure. It's a comfortable place to rest and create a place that is known and you can call yours. This card signals that your ability to trust yourself and feel at home in your own skin is beginning to solidify as you claim your dignity and integrity, aspects of yourself that no one can take away from you. You know who you are. You hold your head high, yet with neither pride nor humility. Instead, you stand as the observer, seen through the eyes of your soul. This puts you in a position of power and strength. Authenticity is your home. You are safe here in the house of your spirit and spirit. Capital S. Okay, Leo. Hope that was helpful. Thank you so much. Be well. Welcome back, Virgo. Let me just take a second to write down 455. Okay. Sorry about that, Virgo. make sure that you watch the beginning intro with the oracle cards, because I will have explained why this is such an important new moon, and you will get more messages. Okay, but right now we're going to look at what you could think about releasing, what no longer serves you, that is from the past, the old way, the Saturnian, okay? What to release for, oh, the Magician. Okay. Wow. That's interesting, because I think of Virgo as the Magician. What do we have here? Six of Cups. Okay. It may be, you know, letting go. I'm saying this because I think of the Magician as Virgo, as a Virgo card. Okay. There's also a spider here. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Cups. Okay. So it may be about you letting go of like who you have always thought that you were, or what you were capable of creating or not creating, or what ideas and notions you had from childhood, of, you know, what you could create, or of how you had to create if you were going to create anything, right? I don't even know if that makes any sense. Well, this one, there's a word on here, unfocused, right? Deception, manipulation is kind of like the darker energies here. You know, maybe, you know, sometimes anxiety, or kind of an old running program, or old running virus running in the back of our minds, leads to an inability to focus on something that we want to do, an inability to focus on a project or anything, because there's something in the background that's saying, like, things like, you're not good enough, you know, you're not capable, you shouldn't, why would you, you know, who do you think you are, you know, kind of all those things. And so the brain kind of gets scattered, and it gets distracted sometimes, and that can be, you know, it's anxiety, fear, all kinds of different things. But, you know, maybe that's something to consider leaving behind. And the reason why I say that is, like, Six of Cups is really traditionally, you know, it's nostalgia, it's childhood, it's childishness. It might be time to leave behind childish notions of how to live and create the things that you want in your life. I'm going to get a clarifier. Shuffle this one more time. I'm going to clarifier for Virgo. What is a Magician? You don't have to manipulate or do anything deceptive in order to create what you want, okay? There's no one who is in charge of your life but you. You are the master weaver, okay? Does that make sense? Let's see. We get a clarifier for this Magician card in the past, or what to release, I should say. Thank you. Acquiring strength. Yeah, So take yourself where you want to go, that you are a victor. You have reached a level where you are in control. You are the master weaver. Let the old programs that are running in the back of your head, let them go. They are no longer useful for you, okay? Because you have proven yourself. You've done enough. You've reached a certain level where you are victorious, okay? What's happening here? Okay, interesting. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse at the bottom of the deck, which, okay, 7 of buttons, 7 of coins here, High Priestess, and Queen of Needles. Wow. Okay, so this is in the position of, how to integrate the Saturn energy and the Aquarian energy. The Saturn, the stability, the structure, the old ways with the new, the expansive, the revolutionary, the, kind of up and coming, the inventive. Okay, so how do we integrate those two? Some things we need to leave behind, but some things we hold on to, okay? So we've got Queen of Needles. Clear of mind, right? Which is the opposite of this, like, unfocused over here, right? She speaks her truth. She's clear of her intentions, of what she wants, of what she's all about. She doesn't play around. She doesn't mince words. She doesn't accept bullshit. And she's a teacher. She's a wise guide. She helps others through the stories of her own past, her own journey, right? And she tells it like it is. I mean, she's very truthful. She utilizes, the High Priestess, okay? Connecting with spirit, understanding the mystery and the magic, utilizing intuition. Being clear. And that is at the same time something that we all possess. In order to connect that at that level, there is a practice involved. There is a vulnerability and a letting go and a surrender involved in order to connect and allow yourself to gain wisdom and clarity from this other space, right? And there's an openness and a curiosity. That doesn't, some people have that gift, right? But a lot of us have to hone it. Some people are Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods, and some people are going to put in all the work that they did, and they're still not going to be close to that. Okay, so, it seems, Virgo, that you have, here, and then 7 of buttons is 7 of coins. So there comes to be this place where you've done this hard work. You've planted those seeds, done the hard work. You have a harvest before you. And now it's time for you to figure out, okay, so what do I keep and take with me from my journey, from the wisdom gained, from my intuitive self, from my experienced self? Combining those two, now what do I do with that? Do I continue on that path? Do I let any of that go? How do I integrate it into my life? Do I take some of the seeds from the current harvest and do I plant them over here? How am I going to put these things together, right? So you take what you've learned in the past, hard lessons, perhaps, you know, healing, connection, prayer, faith. And you get clear, maybe once again, by connecting with your highest, wisest self. It's the wise mind. It's wise self, right? Of, okay, so now where do I go next? What am I going to create next? What am I going to plant next? What am I going to nurture next? It's almost like there is an ending. The Wheel of Fortune is in reverse. There could be something coming up that really throws you for a loop or feels like an upheaval. But it also might, that upheaval might flip that World card back around so that you have completed something. And maybe that's, you know, I don't know, a test of your faith and your interest in life and in the mystery and the magic. Got Hangman underneath that. It could be that in the past there was upheaval. You're not quite to the completion of a cycle. Like you're almost, I feel like you're almost there. You're almost there. And maybe that's about this card. Like once you decide where you're going to plant this seed, and this is all about like Aquarian energy and why I use these cards, and listen to the, you know, beginning of this video. Maybe it's just about you, you know, going ahead and taking those risks and rejecting this old programming, getting the virus out of your mind that will flip that World card around. I don't like that World card in there upside down. Okay, so what to bring in or to focus on in order to bring in expansion and awareness and something new. Chariot again here, 2 of buttons. Balancing act. Okay. You may need to, for a while, you may need to kind of figure out how you're going to balance maybe 2 projects, two things such as like work and family, an old career with something new. You may be needing to balance for a while. Become, okay, so they've got a word of like flexibility here. You may have the sense that you need like 8 arms to get everything done, right? I mean, this is the octopus, right? Remain flexible. Remind yourself that yes, you are a victor. You have reached a certain level. It may just require something in your life or world here coming up where that might feel just a bit challenging. It might feel like a bit much. It might feel like you truly like you need 8 arms to balance it, but just trust that you can. Okay? Trust that you can and prioritize. Prioritize. Okay, final message for Virgo. This could require, you know, your inner strength and willpower to get you to the next level. that know that you are capable. You've already reached or are nearly the end of one. Okay, milk and honey at the bottom of the deck here. End of one level. Loyal heart. Okay, I want to say remain loyal to your own heart, but this, I don't know, maybe this is a relationship. I don't know. I'll have to read about that. And truth be told, in the protection position. So let's look at that. 35. Fidelity, loyalty, and devotion. Evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that Spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances in your life, trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved, always divinely protected, and divinely directed. Yeah, stay in contact with, that inner knowing that maybe has helped you along the way, or maybe that you've honed that relationship along the way. Truth be told. I wonder if there's a truth coming in. Honesty, accepting things at face value, coming out of denial, the willingness to be transparent, clarity of communication. Okay, and in the protection message. Where are you being dishonest with yourself or others? If you're unhappy in any area of your life, look for signs of denial. This can also pertain to others being misleading or withholding or acting from hidden agendas. Now is the time to say no to dishonesty in all forms. Ask for the truth, right? Remember I said she's honest, she don't play. So she's going to speak up, and she's not going to listen to bullshit. And she holds her boundaries. Now is the time to say no to dishonesty in all forms. Ask for the truth. Even if you don't like what you hear, acknowledging it will be key to a beautiful new future where you no longer labor under the heavy burdens that deceit and denial impose on you. Set yourself free. Nothing less than the truth is required now. Well, there you go, Virgo. I hope that helped. Be well, and thank you. Okay, Libra, so this is your new moon reading. Be sure to watch the beginning where I have pulled the oracle cards, and you will get a more complete message. But let's look at and an understanding of kind of what's going on in addition to the new moon. Why is this new moon so important in setting intention? Okay, Max? Goodness. Why is this new moon so important in setting intentions? Okay, we're looking at what to release, the Saturnian. Oh, wow. Okay. So we're releasing the Saturnian lessons that no longer, or Saturnian directive, right? That no longer fits. Okay. So it's carrying this heavy load, this heavy burden all by yourself. This is a little ant, right? Carrying it all by himself. No, that's not how Aquarian energy works. Saturnian, yes, do the hard work. Stay disciplined, stay focused, build, build, build. But this little guy, he's supposed to be in community. Ants work together, right? So it's time to leave that behind, not doing everything on your all on your own. Accomplishment is wonderful, but we have to learn to work together, to ask for help when needed, to put down the burden of taking care of everything and everyone, yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna be repetitive. Wow, I didn't even ask. I don't want that to come out yet. Okay, so now how to integrate the Saturnian and the Aquarian energies, okay? The old with the new. The structured with the expansive. Okay, so we need to take a pause to gain some perspective. Okay. To gain some enlightenment. Maybe it is time to let go of this, you know, if I do all the work, right? Like, why do I do all the work? What is keeping me from allowing myself to be seen and vulnerable and human and ask for help? Why am I carrying all the burden? Who told me I had to do that? Who told me I'm responsible? Is that how I get my value, my worth, my worthiness? Is that how I prove myself? Is that how I get love? No, I don't need to play the martyr. When my cup is full, then it overfloweth, and then I can give more. But now is the time for you to get some clarity on and some enlightenment on that part of who you are. And I know you're relationship oriented. Libra, you know, we're looking at fair and balanced, right? Actually, in the beginning, the win-win full moon in Libra here. Yeah, I'm not going to go through all of that again. And then at the bottom of the deck here, you got Page of Buttons. So it could be an offer coming in. Some very, very new beginning to manifest something. But be clear with yourself. Is this something that you want to do? Is this something that is beneficial to you, or are you doing it for some other reason? Like I said, to get validation or acceptance or love or worthiness, or, you know, do you need to learn how to use the word no? Okay. And what to bring in for expansion, new awareness or awakening. Ooh. Okay. 5 of Cups. Well, it looks like it's 5 of Cups with the King of Cups. Okay. You know, this is really, I think this is saying that there's a need for compassion for yourself over a loss. Allowing yourself to grieve, allow yourself to take the time necessary to grieve, and challenge any thoughts or beliefs that you, if you were to allow yourself to feel the sadness, the regret, the remorse, that it would be, you know, a negative. Allow yourself to feel compassion. Allow yourself to feel forgiveness for all parties concerned, right? All parties concerned, and that includes you, Libra. Okay, and one more message for Libra. You know, it could be that you have learned how to escape or avoid feelings by, you know, kind of staying busy all the time, or always doing for others, or, you know, focusing on others' issues when, you know, you have your own that you need to deal with, quite frankly. A change in the wind. Okay. We've got 5 of Cups here. We've got Y in the protection position, and we've got clean it up. Also in the protection position. Maybe something that you're holding on to. Let's look at. Might be. I'll just read the message. 31. Motives driving intention. The power of knowing the why. Sometimes subconsciously denying the truth may drive you toward a specific outcome that actually aligns with an intention hidden from your awareness. For example, you may want to be prominent in your profession, but your desire is not really about sharing your talents, but about making yourself feel better, because fame would cause people to admire and approve of you. Or you may want to reunite with the partner who rejected you because you believe that your love continues to be strong, but deep down what you really desire is to have the last word with that person. Now is the time for deep soul searching of the why that drives your choices. What you uncover will set you free and bring you ever closer to the happiness you seek. Love it. And then 21, let's see. Getting to the core of the situation, freedom from a burden, cleaning house, sweeping away what is no longer needed. Is it possible you may be focusing too much on other people right now? I can't. Trying too hard to be helpful. Does taking on what belongs to others make you feel needed or desired? Perhaps you think it's your calling to relieve people of their burdens, but what is the cost to you and to them? Don't clean up someone else's side of the street. You're not helping by freeing him of her responsibility or her of her responsibility. You're also not doing yourself any favors, and you just might be adding an even greater strain. You are loved as you are. You don't need to be needed to be loved. I wish I had said that myself. You don't need to be needed to be loved or valuable. Okay. All right, Libra. I hope that helped. Take care. Be well. Okay, Scorpio, we're going to do your new moon reading. Be sure that you watch the beginning for a more complete message and an understanding of why this new moon is so important. Got some really beautiful cards and some messages that came out earlier for the collective. Okay, now, what to release? 7 of buttons. We're looking at, in this position, we're looking at, the Saturnian energies that we need to release. So for you, Scorpio, this is like the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so it may be that you have worked on something, okay, and you're in the harvest position, but you maybe are struggling to either allow the thing to, have had its season, or maybe you are, overworking something that's already been worked. I'm just trying to think of like the Saturn thing, but Saturn likes structure, it likes the tradition, it likes what has been, it likes, control. So maybe that, if something has completed its season, let's say, and you're continuing to work it, you might want to ask yourself why that is and if that's really serving you in the long run. It is important to be perseverative. It is important to work determinedly on something that means something to you. But, there comes a choice point where we look at like the work or what we have completed, and we see like, okay, this now could become this other thing. Like if maybe it's grown as far as it can, and now I have to think of ways to bring it into like the future, let's say. So I don't even know, have like a good example necessarily. Well, like marketing. Let's look at marketing, right? Like, okay, once upon a time, it was sending out mailers, and it was sending out, taking out advertisements in newspapers, and it was having a website. Well, now maybe marketing is going to get you, maybe your marketing money or dollars is going to get you further by using social media marketing or something more tech oriented. Is that a good example? That's a good example for me. I freaking hate tech. But do you know what I'm saying? That's kind of something to release, you know, what some sort of strategy or working project, something, you need to release that and let it go. See where you are now. 3 of Needles, there's some heartbreak there. Yeah, something has, so I think something has really reached its season, and it's time to really gain some acceptance and see really what you want to do with what you've grown so far. Okay, so how are we going to integrate the Saturnian energy with the Aquarian energy, the traditional, the tried and true, the stable, what's always been with the new, the expansive, the inventive, the rebellious, the innovative? Okay. 8 of matches. This would be 8 of wands. I'm looking at the images. They're so kind of interesting to me. I'm trying to get more here. You know what? If you are somebody who dwells too long, who overthinks, this overthinking, I have to do it a certain way. You know, what if I do this? What if I do that? And we were letting go of that. This is understanding, like, it's okay. It's okay to make a decision. It's okay to course correct if you start going in a certain direction and it's no longer working or it doesn't work for you. It's important to course correct, but it's also important to be able to strike when the fire's hot. Is that what they say? Maybe start, you know, really making some decisions. Get yourself out of the overthinking mode and consider, you know, where do you want to put your new ideas? Where do you want to, if you could, where do you see yourself planting those new seeds? Are you communicating that? Do you have a practical plan? You got another 7 here at the bottom of the deck. So 7s for me are about choice points that lead to personal and spiritual growth. Okay. So if you're remaining stuck and in the old, it's time to really push yourself and really get out of the daydreaming mode or the fantasy mode that doesn't go anywhere. You have to come up with a practical plan. You have to come up with some sort of an action step that keeps you moving forward and releasing the fear of, you know, the fears of what could go wrong, and maybe focus on what could go right. Okay, and what are how to bring in the new, the Aquarian, the expansive, the innovative. We got the World card here, Queen of Buttons. Yeah, you got to come up with a practical plan. You've got to nurture it. It's something to consider. I hate when I say you've got to. You don't have to do anything. You can, it's a free country so far. I mean, there's some, you know, you are the master of your ship. But if you have some dreams and ideas, it is important to come up with a practical plan, and don't get stuck in what has worked before necessarily, or that you know, some notion that, well, no one else has ever done that before. You know, you're leveling up. You've got the World card. You've reached the end of a cycle, okay? So it's time to move into the new. But they're practical steps, right? Putting practicality into your fantasies and into your dreams, okay? All right. Final message for Scorpio. No, too many. Sorry, Scorpio. I'm not going to take all those. Never-ending story and new life at the bottom of the deck. Look at that. Right? You got new life waiting here. What's this never-ending story? Okay, let's see. 37. Self-criticism, the wounded ego, unnecessary dramas. There you go. There's a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells of hurt and loss, rejection and humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance, and all manner of suffering born of unnecessary dramas. It is the old story whose refrain is that you cannot do this, must not go there, should not say that, lest your world come crumbling down. Today, know that none of this is actually true. The sky is not falling. The voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie, wants to protect you, and needs to be seen as a victim. Love that lost piece of you. Fear is all it knows. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being true to yourself. You are not your story, and the narrator is simply the voice of your fearful part, small, invulnerable, and easily soothed. Wowzers, Scorpio. Okay, I hope that helps. Thank you and be well. Okay, Sagittarius, this is your new moon message. Make sure that you watch the beginning of this video with the oracle cards pulled earlier and the messages to get a complete picture or a more complete message for you and to understand why this full moon or new moon is so important. Okay, so we're looking at what to release. The Saturnian energy to release. Okay. Interesting. Well, I pulled these out. I mean, this is interesting. Okay. So this is in the past. What to release. Saturnian energy. Okay. This may be about being too busy, too impulsive, too quick to make moves or decisions, or could even be panicked actions within your home or as the caregiver, like some sort of God, you got this energy the other day when I was doing your love reading. It's like the sense of like you've always got to be like producing, you've always got to be doing, going, building this like home life, right? The Queen of Buttons is the Queen of Pentacles, you know, and she's a provider, okay? She is very abundant, can be a businesswoman. She loves her home, she loves her family, she loves her garden, she loves her role as a mom and having the kids and all of the things, right? But this has come up several times in this video. At the same time, it's important for you to understand, what it really is that you're creating. Is it a safe, nurturing, happy, comfortable home where everyone can be themselves and feel safe to be themselves? Or is it like a show place? Is it something that you're trying to like project out into the world? Whether it's your role, or whether it's the image, right? Something to really look at and to consider. Okay? There's nothing wrong with wanting the house, the cars, and the 2.5. Nothing. But I think it's important that you understand why, and if you're creating that, what's the feeling that you're wanting from that, and are you getting that? Okay, and then we have the Hierophant here. This is like integrating, okay? This is in the position of looking, how do we integrate the Saturnian, okay, the traditional, the structure, did I say tradition? The stability, the way things have been, the control. How do we integrate that with a need for expansion and revolution and inventiveness and community, okay? And so we have the Hierophant, which is about notions of morality, ethics, religion, institutions that have to do with those higher ideals. Okay, so religion, marriage. You got 9 of Buttons, which is 9 of Pentacles here, which is, it's like independence with the traditions. I mean, and that's huge, right? When we're like marrying sort of the structures of religion and morality, how is that informing? This is for you to reflect on. How is that informing your life? Does that create this kind of frenzied energy in your home where you're supposed to feel safe to be yourself? Are there beliefs within this system of yours that need to be challenged so that you can be free to be yourself? Do you need more independence in your marriage? Do you need more would marriage help you to feel even more like you've achieved some sort of independence, maybe from it's a little conflicting. Sometimes marriages help us to be able to do what we need to do, on our own. God created like our helpmate, okay? But we're not necessarily supposed to be like codependent with each other, but to use our relationship and our commitment to each other to help each other to grow, independently as well. So those could be like some issues coming up, You know, the community versus the self, the traditions, the old ways versus the new. Maybe it's about you exploring new ethics, philosophies, and belief systems against, you know, the old, what you've learned in the past, what you were taught as a child. Okay, and what to focus on or bring in for expansion, awakening, awareness. Okay, wow, this is nice. Being authentically you, Sagittarius. Shining your sun, your inner sun, brightly, playfully, joyfully. You know, and then you've got 6 of Matches, which is a victory card, right? 6 of Wands. It looks like it's really time for you to honor all that you have achieved, and to be proud of yourself, not arrogant, but proud of who you are, and to just be authentic. Allow yourself to have joy in life. Joy maybe with your family. Maybe it doesn't have to be like so frenzied. We can just kind of settle back and say, wow, you know, I got to have a little bit more balance in my life. Everything doesn't have to be perfect, or everything doesn't have to be just so. Just want to have a little fun. Wow. Okay. Now we got milk and honey. What happened here? Okay. Chop wood. We got some work there. No place like home in reverse. And between worlds. All right. $51. The taste of prosperity, opportunities born of authenticity, nurturing abundance, trusting that your needs will be met. You've entered a sweet time in your life, enjoying the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience. It's an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious, when all your senses are awake to the unlimited possibilities in the universe. These times are precious and only come when you're in your authentic zone, wearing the world as a loose garment, not wanting, yet able to be nourished in ways both tangible and subtle. Abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All your needs are being met. You are given the gift of nourishment in every form. Amen. You know, I don't even know if I need to read these others because I probably have already addressed them, but chop wood, being grounded in everyday experience and humility. I'm not going to read any more of that. I've already talked about it in the cards. No place like home. Okay, let's see what that has to say. A few words from that card. No place like home. Again, authenticity, coming home to yourself, feeling at home, arriving at a place where you just fit, being comfortable in your own skin. Now, why would that be in the protection message? Let's see. There are times when what is familiar and known is not the best choice. Human beings are memory-driven creatures, and we all look for certainty for what we know, even in the qualities we seek in other people and in external conditions are expressed in unhealthy ways. Avoid being too eager to find home. Choose something unfamiliar and trust that there you will find a new normal that supports your spirit. Remember, if you do what you did, you'll get what you got. Do the opposite of what feels right, even if it's uncomfortable, because what feels right is really what feels familiar, and you will attract and be drawn to the very things you don't want anymore. This time will not be different unless you do something different. And between worlds. Okay, so you may be exactly that, feeling like you are between worlds. Okay, so I hope that was helpful, Sagittarius. Thank you and be well. Bye-bye. Why does it... Okay. Capricorn. I don't know what was going on there, but okay. I've been shuffling your cards. I'm going to do one more shuffle on, and we're going to get to your reading. Somebody's screaming outside. Sorry. Okay, your new moon reading. So, Capricorns, what to leave... That was just a mess. What to leave behind, that Saturnian energy. Well, Cappy, right? Your ruler. Okay. Aura buttons. All right. What to leave behind. Wow. You know, being so rigid, fearful, boundaried up, conservative, you know, Cappy, you're going to have to watch the beginning of this video to get a more complete message. We've got some lovely cards and messages that came out earlier, but, you know, this is a time for us to let go of the old ways that are no longer serving. Okay. And so, you know, you might be time, what's coming to my mind is it might be time for you to challenge or reflect on or let go of the sense that, you know, money, the coin, the things are what provides you with stability. That is something that can be taken away from you for a variety of reasons, as we're seeing right now. And so you might want to reflect on that. There are many ways to create security, and there's nothing wrong with working hard and saving and, you know, doing your due diligence and creating healthy boundaries around yourself. But feeling that you're creating some sort of safety, protection, or, I don't know, security based on your coin and your things, it's time to release that, okay? How do we integrate the Saturnian with the Aquarian energies? Okay, the old, the what was, the traditional, the structured, the controlled with the freedom-seeking, the inventive, the new, the expansive, the awakened, the community. How do we integrate those two for Cappy? Or how does Cappy do it? Okay, 7 of buttons with 4 of needles. Okay. So, you know, you're a builder. We know that. You're a hard worker. We know that. Okay. But there's a season for building. There's a season for planting. There's a season for harvesting. And there's a season for resting. There's a season for taking time out. There's a season and a reason to take time out before moving on to the next thing. A time of rest, right? On the 7th day. This may be a time for you to take a rest, to reflect on what you have built, on what you want to do with what you have built? Are you still on path with that thing? Or do you need to harvest a little bit of that and take that with you while leaving some behind? What are you going to do with that? And that looks to me like it's up to you, so long as you're going to take time to really rest and reflect on it, and don't move so quickly into the next thing, or leading to burnout or resentment or exhaustion of any kind. Okay. Or staying too long focusing on something that's already has had its season. Pardon me. Okay, and what to focus on for expansion, to bring in the new. To bring in the new for Capricorn. Something has ended, apparently. Okay? Something has really come to its conclusion. So let it stay there, but use the ending. Look at this. A finality, an ending. This is Ten of Swords. If you've ever seen the Ten of Swords card in the Rider-Waite deck, it doesn't look pleasant. It doesn't look as cute as this. If you allow something to end, something new, healing, self-love, maybe a new relationship coming in, but a sense of unconditional love, grace, healing for yourself, so that you can bring in new love, so that you can be a vessel for creativity and something brand new. But if you don't, you might find yourself in sort of constant conflict. But again, allow yourself to take a break before you try to manifest anything new. Okay, and further message for Capricorn. Further message for Capricorn. Capricorn, make sure you watch the beginning of this video for the Moonology Oracle deck messages and the John Holland Psychic Tarot for the Heart message. Oh, wow. Goodness, that almost looked like a disaster. All right, let's see. Go the distance in the protection position, okay? Staying determined. Treasure Island in the protection message. What's he swimming towards? And new life, but in the protection message. All right, let's see what we got here. Going the distance, endurance, strength, and the long haul. Do you feel as if you've been wandering in the desert now for ages and ages and nothing is happening? When you conjure up the image of a desert, you picture parched lips, sunburned skin, and mirages, but there is more to it than that. Amid the hot sands are creatures with resilient spirits, tough skins, and the willingness to burrow deep underground for water so that they may thrive. This is a time of developing survival skills and resilience. You're learning how to conserve your strength, and in this temporary time of austerity, it's wise to be selective about where you expend your energy. I agree. Treasure Island 9. The law of attraction, bringing dreams into fruition, the results of positive thinking made manifest, abundance appearing as if from nowhere, financial gains, and the sharing of good fortune. Okay, and that was also in the protection message. So, poverty consciousness and a sense of not enough cast a shadow on your path. These ideas and core beliefs come with a high cost. Do you really want to proclaim yourself as a victim of disappointment and failed expectations? Are you avoiding success because you will grow so tall that others will want to cut you down? Or is it possible that you're caught in a fear that you will lose what you have acquired. So you hold on so tight that you miss the opportunities to expand. There's a little bit more, but I want to get to the next card, okay? And just giving you those confirmations of what we already said. What number? 39. New life, birthing of new ideas, growth, opportunities, a fresh breath of air, life renewing itself. You must acknowledge your inexperience and gently allow yourself to be like the delicate new bud opening. It's okay to admit that you may not know something. You are at the beginning of things and haven't yet hit your stride. Be immersed in the newness of it all and don't try to rush the learning process. New life has its own timetable for maturity. Be here now. Life loves you. Okay? So, yes, you probably are feeling all of the ending portion of the new beginning opportunities, and that's okay. Just take time to rest, and I hope that helped. Thank you and be well. Okay, Aquarius, this is your new moon reading. Take a couple of minutes to listen to the intro and the oracle readings from Moonology deck. Really good messages. Okay, what does Aquarius need to release? The old Saturnian energy for Aquarius to release. Ooh. Two of buttons. Okay. You know, you may be feeling like you need 8 arms. You've got maybe way too much up in the air, way too much that you're trying to balance, way too much that you're trying to juggle, rather than making a choice or a decision or focusing on something. You know, you may want to consider, you know, why that is. What makes you overcommit? What makes you do so much? Right? Sometimes we have belief systems about, you know, our worthiness and our value. It comes from all that we do and not who we are. And that we have to, you know, do so much, or we're not good enough, or we're, you know, we're brought into taking on more than we need to out of fear, obligation, or guilt. Okay. How to integrate both the Saturnian energy with the Aquarian energy. Ooh, okay. You know, Aquarius, I don't know, there's a heartbreak here. Looks like there's a need for acceptance so that you can, you know, it might be a need for acceptance, so that you can stop judging yourself or the other so harshly, so that you can gain a rebirth of sorts, so that you can move forward, so that you can let go, reach a place of acceptance, and allow yourself to fly free into something new and different. You know, anything new and different. You know, there just may have been some heartbreak in your life that has, you know, kept you from, really kept you from feeling free. It's almost like, I don't know why I'm seeing this, but it's almost like being a little butterfly that's been pinned in the little shell or in the little frame. And it's like, why are you, maybe that's why you're doing stuff all the time. Maybe that's why you feel like you have to, you know, you're struggling to prioritize or prioritize yourself. But you maybe stay in this like do mode, so you don't have to like expand and break out and try again. You know, I don't know. Okay, so what to bring in or focus on to expand or create something new. The sun. Okay, the sun, you, authenticity, you know, shine your light bright, be playful, enjoy life, enjoy your life, enjoy the childish play of life. It's not a time for you, you know, the more negative words on here are mania, pessimism, and discontent. Ugh. It's like dreary gray days, right? Like on and on and on. No. Okay, it's time to break free, break through the glass. Whatever is like pins you down. It makes you feel like I can't feel this. I can't acknowledge it. I've got to just keep going. Like, no. Wow. I think there's been a collective heartbreak. We know that, Aquarius, we know that, but it is a time of healing. Okay. It's a time of healing and of being hopeful. And something, some new light might shine upon you and all of us, as a collective, from spirit, from, just kind of a maybe even divine timing. We'll see, but that certainly does apply to you. Look for messages and synchronicities and, anything that spirit is trying to talk to you. Co-create, right? 40, co-create. Creativity, art, inspiration, fruition, and manifestation. You may not consider yourself a creative person, but in fact, you are creating your reality every moment of every day via your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intentions, and actions. Yet you must consider that you do so in partnership with spirit, consciousness, God, or whatever name you call your higher power. You are a spark of this intelligence that works through you, nudging you with inspired thought and intuitive guidance. You are a paintbrush that co-creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality blended with universal spirit. You are a product of divine inspiration, and now you're aligned with it to create miracles. When you view your life as art and know you co-create it, only beauty and grace result. Prepare to be amazed. Okay. Break free. Allow yourself to be reborn. Okay. I hope that helped. Take care and be well. Okay, Pisces, this is your new moon reading. Take just a second not a second, take a few minutes to listen to the beginning where I pull from the Moonology Oracle deck so that you have a more complete message for the new moon, and that you understand why this new moon is so important. Okay, this particular new moon is so important for setting intentions. Okay, so what to release for Pisces? For needles, okay. An Ace of Cups, interesting. Now, why would the whoa, two aces, ace of matches here at the bottom too. You know, what's just coming to my mind is self-care. Taking time out to care for yourself, that you don't have to be doing for others all the time. Make sure that you're creating internal and external boundaries, not taking on the pain and the plights of the world, either your, little inner social world or the world at large. I mean, it can be tough sometimes to be a Pisces, and so take time for self-care. You don't have to be there for everyone and be, a martyr, if you will. That's just, it's love yourself as much as you love, others, and take care of others. Okay. It has to be that way because you can't really bring in someone into your life that is worthy of you if you're depleted. You're going to bring in another depleted person, and then you're going to have to, you being who you are will probably, work so hard to make up for what they're lacking, and then your cup becomes further and further empty. It's not, you don't want to do that. Okay, so how to integrate the Saturnian, the old way, okay, with the new, more expansive Aquarian energy. There's no need to leave everything behind, that you've done before. I mean, being a caring, compassionate, feeling person, you don't have to leave all of that behind. I mean, that's important. And Saturn, wants us to do the hard work, and wants us to create structures in our lives, whether they're social structures, family structures. It's all about tradition. But there are new ways to understand what it means to take care of yourself and your needs now, okay? So you've got the Knight of Needles, which is also the Knight of Swords. I would say, integrating. Let me see how these are. Yeah. Do you see how this little bird has that little, what is that? Like a gecko or something? I mean, he's pointing back in this direction. On a unicycle, or at least on a very awkward looking wheel, his legs don't even reach it. I don't know how he's maintaining balance. Little legs are too short to really reach the pedal. Is he just walking on the tire rim? I mean, that just looks like so imbalanced and so reckless. Move in the direction that feels right for you, but make sure that you're doing it in a way that's protecting your sense of safety. Move towards your 10 of Cups. Your 10 of Cups is right here, okay, at the bottom of the deck. whatever it is that you want, there's nothing wrong with you moving towards that, you know, and doing what you need to nurture the growth of that if it's something new. But you don't you know, go at it in a more balanced, well thought out, structured Saturnian way while you create something that's new and more in alignment with, you know, who you are, who you say you are, and what you say you want, right? And then go for that. I feel like you need to know that you don't have to do everything. Also, I feel like you have to know that you don't have to do everything on your own. If I didn't already say that it's important that you call on your family. And sometimes, you know, it can be your family, your support system, but you know, we also create our own families. And you know, our peeps, right? Our people around us to help us to create like our own little family. Okay. And so to bring in or focus on, to bring in the new, innovative. Ooh, look at that. Yeah. You've got to really work the magic, weave the web to first gain a sense of independence, first gain a sense of accomplishment through your own work, through your own endeavors, through what keeps you fulfilled, what keeps you, what's the word? Yeah. So that you're taking care of yourself first in all ways, that you're independent, so that when you come into a relationship, you're interdependent, you're not codependent, and that you don't have to settle. You won't have to settle for anyone, right? You understand and trust that everybody has their own path and is capable of doing and taking care of their own self in their own life, right? As you are. You have everything that you need to do that, okay? So this isn't about giving of yourself to the point of losing yourself. This is about doing you first, taking care of you first, okay? Happiness, the sun, joy, bliss, authenticity is at the bottom of the deck, and that is yours. You can focus on that, okay? All right, let's get a message. Final message for Pisces. Final message of this video. Final message. Ooh, look at that. It's 2.5 hours, this recording. It's been long. Okay, Pisces, final message. Thank you. Ooh, regeneration in the protection position. Okay, here is it upright. Looks like this one's had a little rough time, right? Depleted, regeneration, and tick-tock. Okay, I have not seen those in a long while. Regeneration, rebirth, second chances, and new opportunities. Yes. Let's look in the protection. Endings come in many forms, and now is the time to stop holding on to what must die so that something better can take its place. Nature's cycles include disease, decay, death, and regeneration. Let whatever isn't working in your life die. Don't be afraid to face the facts. There's no need to struggle or grieve. Whatever your query, let it go. You're about to be reborn. Yes, you are. Tick-tock. 30, let's see. Timelessness, divine timing, immeasurable time. When humans created time, everything changed and contracted. People have come to look at life in a linear way, imagining that the past is behind them and the future ahead of them. But what if that isn't true at all? What if everything, creativity, beauty, chaos, and order were happening now in a glorious timelessness? You have all the time in the world to co-create the life you desire, so release your agenda. Let go of your need to shape each moment to your expectations, knowing that what is yours will never be withheld from you. Miracles are right here, right now, and always show up when you need them, right on time. Well, I can say that, I'm not sure if that exactly resonated to the readings, while all the other ones really kind of did, but I will say, there is no need to rush. There is no need to get on something that feels shaky to get to what you want to build. So I hope that was helpful for you, and thank you, and be well.